Hello there! What is going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the Cyberpunk Edgerunners Core Set from Monster Fight Club. This is a combat zone game. This is a starter box that you can use to get into learning the combat zone game in the world of Cyberpunk Edgerunners, the amazingly awesome and successful Netflix series that was sort of a precursor to Cyberpunk 2077. We've looked at a prototype before, but we have the final product in hand. We're going to take a look at this and show you everything that comes in here. And this is going to be the first in a couple of videos where we're going to be looking closer at Cyberpunk Edgerunners and showing you more of what is available with this wave of the game. Now, this is fully compatible with Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. Fully compatible. It's just different gangs. You're going to have your Edgerunners. You're going to have your folks from the show. You're going to have Arasaka in here, which are also heavily featured in the show. You're going to have all of that, and you can mix and match all of these. You can match gangs. You can take these guys versus your older gangs. You can take the Arasaka from here and mix them with all that other stuff. A lot of cool stuff. We'll get into it. Also, we are still doing a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos to have a chance to enter to win that. It's as simple as that. Let's go ahead and get this thing open. Also, big shout out to Monster Fight Club for sending this out for a review. Big thanks to Monster Fight Club. Again, give them some love. Check them out in the video description below. Let's go ahead and get this thing open. All right, we have got the plastic wrap off, and we're going to get this thing open for the first time. I'm super excited. So inside we do have our, we got a little flyer here, some of the different gangs that you can get, as well as the Cyberpunk Red starter. And again, if you got both starters, great, because you can put the boards together. You can mix and match the terrain. The terrain for Red is a little darker. The art style and the terrain for this is going to be like a slightly brighter, a little bit more in line with the Netflix series. Very cool stuff. Oh, look at this. Is this some RP roleplay stuff? Cool. This is talking a little bit about the assembly. You have these really cool stand-ups, which I've shown a little bit in the beta, or I guess the prototype. Can't wait to get them out and check them out. Here's our assembly for all of that. This is all of the different characters we're getting in here, all the different components list, and all of our tokens. We've got scenarios in here, which I don't want to spoil too much in here, but we've got kind of our board setups, as well as all of the different missions. I'm not going to spoil too much of that. And we have our rule book, all with the Cyberpunk Edgerunners theme, which is also very cool. In here, we've got our limiters. Now, check this out. These are limiters. This is what we're going to be using for range. If you guys are already familiar with the reaction game system and the rules and the engine of this game, then you already know what these are. But this is basically your range tool. This is also your movement tool. This is also for weapons. This measures distance for everything. This is a multifunctional tool. It's very cool. It's flexible, which is really important because sometimes you're moving around obstacles and you need to do like an S, or can I make it that far? Juke and stuff like that. You can also do vertical distance and everything with this. It measures reach for like melee, red range, yellow range, and green range, or short, medium, and long, equivalent. But this is got a film on it. All right, you see this here? You got to peel this off. It's gonna be transparent once you do it. And look how pretty it's gonna be once you do that. So do this with your limiters, okay? So do that. You're gonna have two of those, and that's another thing that's really, really cool about this, is that you have enough components for two people to play. So many games have like a core set that's just enough for you, or just enough for one person, and you're passing tools back and forth all game long. That's a bummer. So this is also really cool. We've got this super thick, sturdy cardstock for our terrain, which is awesome. We can punch this out. I mean, dude, it's a core set that comes with a full battlefield's worth of terrain, which is really cool. And again, we're going to slide these in where we've got different like scatter terrain. We've got barricades. We've got beams. We can do all of this stuff. And have all of that stuff set up. So I'll do some of that here shortly. I'm not going to do all of that right now, but we've got all of that. We've got all of this as well. And then we've got all of our tokens, a whole token set. And these tokens, this is basically the same thing that you're going to see with corresponding to those colors. your characters are going to have, either green or yellow tokens. Green's better. You spend these for actions, you flip them over, boom, I'm going to do a green action. That's a really strong action. Yellow action is moderately strong, not too bad. If you defend or you take a wound, you have to replace something with a red token, which is only a D6 or short range. Generally not as good, although you're a little bit more desperate, so you're more likely to crit. But still, green is best, yellow in the medium, and then red for the worst. We've got all of our other tokens, luck tokens, objectives, body tokens, all of that. We've got our game board, which this is super cool because this is able to kind of mix and match and link with the combat zone red board to form like an extra big board. And then on the other side, you've got a whole different kind of this sort of color scheme out here. And this is like a 6-way fold. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Yeah, so we've got that. So again, you can go for a little bit brighter. This is also really good if you're doing like a Nomads or kind of outside of Night City kind of thing too, where it's a lot more sandier and stuff like that. There's a lot of more stuff you can do with that, or a little more of a daytime. Look, inside the box, amazing insert. This is gonna hold everything you can hold. You can hold miniatures, you can hold stuff from expansions, all your extra gangs, you got all your cards are gonna go in here. Got your dice, you're gonna put your limiters can go in there very easily, all your tokens can go in here. These are clips that you're gonna use to put some of your buildings together. They are basically that you can clip the sides, and sides of these become the corners of your buildings. And they also have this super cool little hole right in there that you can put like a rod through to kind of keep them extra sturdy if you need to do that. We'll showcase that in a little bit more. Let's get some of these cards up, and then we've also got, these are our standees now, or stand-ups, I should say. These are really cool. Let's take a closer look at all of this stuff. All right, so let's take a close-up look at these stand-ups. Now, basically what these are miniatures that you can use and that are already pre-colored, already look exactly like the character, and they're not, you don't have to assemble them or paint them. I mean, you just have to stick them in the stand. Now, they only go in one way. So if you're trying to push and it doesn't fit in there, push it in the other side, and it should be a little snug, but then perfect. The idea there is that there's a slight angle on there, and that's to hold them in nice and snug so you can pick it up, you can move them around and everything like that. You may notice that they are slightly foggy, still transparent. There's a reason for that, because we want to actually peel the backings off on these. And we want to do this on the other side as well. So you can actually do this for both sides. And now it is crystal clear. Look at that. That is beautiful. You can also do this for the bases. Again, it's on both sides of the bases. And then we can stick it in there. Oh, wrong way. There we go. All right. And yeah, super crystal clear. Huge upgrade over the you're gonna see all those little like imperfections in the covering and all those little micro, like where it's been rubbing and stuff like that. So you wanna peel it off because it ends up looking amazing, straight out of the cartoon onto your tabletop. So definitely peel them off, and we're gonna showcase the rest. I'm gonna go ahead and peel all the rest of these off. Just don't forget that it's both sides. Gotta peel them both off. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we've got all of these dudes now, all kind of peeled off and kind of ready to go. And there's something really cool about how shiny and clear they look, and having stuff that's like straight off of the screen onto your tabletop. So like, I love the fact that I don't have to paint them. I don't have to prime them. I don't have to, glue pieces together. There's no glue required. They are ready to go. And of course, if you do want miniatures, those are available too. And we're going to be taking a look at those too in an upcoming video. So don't feel bad if you also want the miniatures. The beautiful thing about this is that, I can take my time painting these miniatures because I've got these stand-ups that I can play right now, which is very cool. Also, the terrain, it goes together very easily. You can just slide these in like so. For most of the pieces, the barricades, all of the scatter terrain just kind of assembles very, very simply. Now, some of the larger pieces use the clips, and I'm going to show you guys the clips. Now, they are smaller like this, and they have two different directions that they can go. And if you're doing just a side, like a corner-to-corner piece, you can, you can basically slide them in like that, and they create sort of a staggered effect where they'll be kind of layered on top of each other, and they're going to create like a city corner block. But if you were putting like, multiples together, you could alternate so that this one goes that side and this one goes this side. You could do like a T, or you could do them like that if you wanted to do more advanced stuff. So you can have fun with these, but in this case, I'm just going to do them all in this way. And they're pretty snug, but you can also reconfigure them if you want. And I'm going to do 3 in a row like that, and then pop this one in like so. Boom. And there we go. We got a bigger building. This is ruins of a slightly larger piece, giving some cover. All right, so we've also got our new Edgerunners to look at. Now, they are a gang, but they're also mercs, so you can run them all together, or you can incorporate them into your other gangs. I believe you could even have them work with Arasaka, as long as you're following the the 2 mercs per gang rule. So we've got David Martinez here, of course, who you're going to recognize. We've got a veteran version of him. There's also another version later on that we're going to see. That's a leader. He's going to have 3 yellow actions, and he's kind of a rookie, right? He's the new kid in the gang, but he's got that Sandevistan, which make up for his apparent lack of actions, and that he can get 2 free reactions, and then after he goes, he can refresh it. So he gets his extra reactions, which is pretty cool. He's got some just regular quality skills for 20, though he's a little on the expensive side. A lot of it is because of that Sandevistan. Of course, he gets a little bit stronger when you level him up. We've got Lucinda here with only 2, and of course, this is +1/1 defending with a red dice, so he's kind of holding out there towards the end. We've got Maine at 25. He's got a Torrent Deadly Crits projectile launch system, which is really strong. And he starts off with already 3 to his Brawl, which is really nice. And when he dies, he refreshes everybody else, which is super cool. We've got Dorio, which models attacks made against him are dangerous, so throw him in there. Let him mess with people. Kiwi as a net runner. They can get hacked token when somebody attacks and fails, which is pretty nice. And of course, everybody has their veteran versions. We've got Pilar, which is a rapid 2, couple of automatics with suppression, and it ignores walking fire penalties. And also his basic pistol attacks gain rapid 2, which is also a pretty nice thing for basic attacks. Rebecca, who I think is maybe my favorite from this whole gang, she's going to cost 20, so she's not super cheap, but she's got good actions, and her reactions gain deadly crits, and she may roll red dice when making attacks. It doesn't change the action's color. So you can do a green attack against somebody and just say, you know what, I'm going to roll a red die trying to get that. She can fish for crits. And so she is kind of like the chaos character, and I absolutely love it. I'm here for it. She also gets +3 for her shooting, which is really nice. She's great. We've got Falco here, and we've also got the leader version of David Martinez, which is a little bit better. He's got he has a potential 4 yellow actions there, which is potentially cool. For our Arasaka, we've got Atom Smasher. Well, I'm starting off in reverse order, right? You can only run him as the double veteran. Look at that. You can't take a rookie version of Atom Smasher. I was like, wait a second, where's the other Atom Smasher cards? Yeah, that's right. Just a double veteran version of Atom Smasher. 4 armor, 4 actions, really good. I mean, I think he's kind of like the ceiling for how strong a character can be. Which again, he should be. He's a monster. When he takes out a rival, he refreshes one of his action tokens. He could potentially just continue to keep going, right? And he's also unkillable, which is good for both a campaign and a standoff game, not leaving a loot token behind. We've got Tanaka, who's our new leader. I actually think he's a really good leader for Arasaka. I play Arasaka a decent amount, and I think he's pretty solid. He's going to have the 2 armor in there. And when you inspire your team, you get a free gonk entering from reserve. That's crazy cool. So you can just keep getting, gonks coming back. Of course, it's after you inspire, so that same gonk isn't going to be able to activate right away. And he's got the Needle Barrage in there. And we have his veteran version and a double veteran version of him as well, which is pretty nice. We've got Jimmy Kurosaki, and he's a merc, but in order to hire him, your leader has to cost 20 or more. So he doesn't work for just anybody. But that's okay. We've got and a lot of these are the basic Arasaka cards. Team leads, heavy assault. Yeah. So if you've already seen Asaka, I don't think Arasaka, these aren't particularly new, although the Point Man is one of my favorite characters. Just letting somebody else do their reaction. The technical specialist, he's a really good net runner, especially when you get him up to the veteran status, because he has 4 actions and 3 tech skill, which he can use for any of his actions. Even if you're already vulnerable, like he just becomes insane. And again, with 4 actions, he's just got health for days. I love running this guy, and also having a medic from the from Trauma Team in my list. It's really, really nice, with a tactical response specialist, and then our Gonk card, because you've got all of those miniatures. We also have a whole bunch of hacks that are available for all of your gangs, for all of your net runners. Rebooting optics, synapse, burnout, crippling movement, the suicide one, which is not cheap. You got to have a 6. You basically, that's only for like kind of an end game one. System reset, poison, flatline, hellbolt, flak, rebooting optics, again, weapon glitch, synapse, burnouts, contagion, which was one of my favorite in Cyberpunk 2077. Loved that one. There's enough in there for everybody to have some. We have a loot deck here, which you're going to use for the game, which is also appropriately colored, which will differ a little bit from your previous loot decks as far as the design. But you've got all the different things that you can loot in the middle, mid-game kind of bonuses in this deck. You can get some extra guns, grenades, some extra bonuses right there. And then we have our actual our upgrades, our gear. They're all going to have this background, and these are all going to be universal gears, which means that your Arasaka can use these, so can your mercs, and these can go into any gang. So this is a really nice set of gear cards, and it's a lot. All of these cards can go into every gang in the game, which is like crazy cool. And we've got we got a lot of basic stuff, like basic armor, a lot of basic upgrades. Not too many things in here are completely game breaking, but there's some real standouts. When we get like towards the end, I'm gonna jump towards some of the last ones, like a Sandevistan, for example. Now it's a little on the expensive side. It does also cost 6. You have to have 6 street cred, so you have to be kind of like a max level gang. So you're either running like a special, for the Adepticon Worlds, for example, they're, giving you special permissions. Everybody's running a max level gang, so you can do that. But if you're running a campaign, this is going to come like something you're not going to be able to use for quite a few rounds. Metal Gear here, which is incredibly, it gives all your melee attacks deadly crits, and it gives you armor of 4. A rocket launcher, which is just incredible. I love the rocket launcher. A monowire is also really nice. Mantis blades, deadly crits, and rapid 2 for melee, which is nuts. Gorilla arms, which is also very cool. Push crits, incendiary rounds, just really good stuff. Like heavy SMG is actually a really solid weapon with rapid 2. Just any range. Just I'm gonna fire twice at you for every action. I happen to love the assault rifle. That's a really good one. So very cool stuff. So and they've kind of while this I think this is one that we've seen before. We haven't seen it in Universal, but we also have seen it kind of written differently, where it's like it was 2 separate lines. But no, it makes sense. It's just they've consolidated the writing for it, so it's functionally very, very much the same as some of the stuff we've already seen. We're getting a whole lot of cards, again, stuff for both gangs. A lot of cool stuff for you to be able to use. A lot of duplicates of things, right? So a whole set for one gang, a whole set for the other gang, and then you start over again with butter bar. And also butter bars is kind of cool because you can let somebody else be your leader. Because if you don't like the leader for one of your gangs, you can be like, you know what? Let's promote somebody else, which is pretty cool too. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here to check out. All right, so this is just kind of a little quick look at kind of setting up with everything. You probably won't use every single thing in all of your games. You're going to have a lot of options right out of the box on how to configure your gangs, what configurations, what upgrades to bring, upgrading people to veteran status, or how you want to do it. I literally love the way that these stand-ups work. Again, having them double-sided to where they can face one way. Again, if they turn around, you see their backs as well, which is just incredibly cool. I love that. Looks very, very, very cool. Brings the game to life. Being able to play straight out of the box too is very, very cool. Just open them up. You don't need any glue. You don't need any paint. And if you are a gluer and a painter like myself, you can play with these while you're taking your time getting them painted. It's another thing that stinks is when you get a game and you're like, oh, I can't play until I've painted it. And so then like 3 months go by and you still have them kind of sitting in primer or unfinished. Now you can kind of skip that problem. Another thing that's really great about this set is that it comes with everything you need for 2 people to play. That's like 2 limiters, 2 sets of dice, 2 sets of cards, everything like that. So you really, this is a true 2-player starter, which is really, really cool. Big thanks to Monster Fight Club for sending this out, and we will be doing more Cyberpunk coverage, and be sure to check them out if you're going to Adepticon as well, which we'll be talking to them there as well. So that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to Monster Fight Club again. And big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.